Good afternoon, guys. Yeah, we're coming through here just straight up with you know, the camera and everything. Wow, we've had a long day, right? Okay. Um, been watching your old Donna Adelson. Wait. Mm, was that not some craziness? Opening statements. Um, And we also learned that old Corey Richens isn't the only one that, has a little walk the dog letter. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Found out about the handwritten script that Miss Donna was trying to use for her little in jail. What did she call them? Her jail daughters or whatever. Um, and I mean, hey, we're just gonna throw Wendy under the bus, right? Who saw that one? I have to say this. I saw that one coming. I really did. I saw that one coming. Um, for some reason, I was just like, it's. I saw it coming. I saw that she was going to, we're going to throw Wendy under the bus, and that's what's happening. But anyway, we had that going on, and then thank goodness. Well, I don't know how I feel about this one. I'm sure, if you haven't heard, JakeHaro and Rebecca Haro were arrested early this morning at their home. They have been charged with, unaliving. We'll just call it Penal Code 187. Look that up. Now, and it was, from what I hear, it was dramatic. It was very early in the morning. The Bearcat showed up. It tore down the fence. They kicked in the back door. They were arrested, and then after they were taken away, the crime scene, investigation people showed up, and pretty much, from what we've seen, they've been going through trash and all that. But we know that they served several search warrants over the beginning of the week where, I think that there was some carpet taken, and of course the car was taken. All of their digital devices were taken. So obviously, we do not have Emmanuel. They're still looking for him. But clearly, whatever was on possibly their phones, in their car, if there was testing done to the carpet, they've got enough evidence to believe that something did happen to the child, and that it's more likely than not that the child is no longer alive. And I was just last night I watched Duty Ron. I mean, he's great. Him and Ed, and I was watching their show last night, and they showed a picture of the house, and I was looking, and for the first time I just kind of looked at that house, and you see it's kind of sitting in the desert, right? But then you look like right behind it, and there's all of these just mountains everywhere, right? And I'm like, there is no telling where this is a 7-month-old baby. There's no telling where it could be. But it also brought up for me, I have questions. This is a father who brutally assaulted his 10-month-old daughter 7 years ago, leaving her alive, but literally only functioning with 3% brain capacity. She has a tracheostomy and all that. He served he and the wife at the time, which is a different wife, served 6 months, and then like a 4-year suspended sentence, work release, bull crap. I'm just wondering, why was this person out? Number one. Okay, now after that, he had more children. Those children were also taken away. Okay, so we have the 7 years ago, he brutally assaults his 10-month-old. Basically got a slap on the wrist for it. Was back out, made more kids. Those kids were taken away. Now, you come to this lady here, Rebecca. Okay, well, let's talk about it. She gets pregnant with this kid, and apparently, I know that you noticed, that he's you can tell that there's something wrong with Emmanuel's eyes, and she has said that he's cross-eyed. Okay, well, apparently, allegedly, Emmanuel was born with, fetal alcohol syndrome, which means that his mother drank alcohol, excuse me, during her pregnancy. So, we have a father who is literally on parole for viciously attacking his 10-month-old 7 years ago. So he's got that. He caught a charge last year, felon in possession of a firearm. Other kids been taken away from him. And then we have mom, who is, the kid's born with fetal alcohol syndrome. Where I live, CPS would have been at the hospital and would have taken him into their custody upon his birth. These people would have never had a chance to have harmed him the way that they have, because they wouldn't have had him. So I've got questions. Number one, why did this man only get a slap in the wrist? 6 months jail time for harming his daughter to the point that she's literally a vegetable. I mean, she's 3% brain function, which is basically enough to keep you alive. That's all. 6 months he served. Why is that? Why? Okay. Well, then we have other kids. Those kids get taken away. What was the reasoning behind that? Had to be one. But yet, did he go back to jail? Okay, now let's think about, then he catches another charge last year for a felon in possession of a firearm. Okay, again. But yet he's still out walking around. And like I said, then we have, this child is born with, suffering from the effects of fetal alcohol syndrome. Because mama drank the whole time. Clearly, these were not parents. These were not people who were good at parenting. Clearly, these are people who weren't good at adulting or anything else other than being stupid. So, I'm sorry, but I got to put this one on the state of California. Where was the Department of Human Resources? Where was CPS, DFACS, whatever the heck y'all call it out there? Where were they? Why was this child not being monitored? If you did want to try to keep the family intact or whatever, why was this child not being monitored? Because clearly there was a need for it. There was a necessity for it. And because it didn't happen, look at what has happened now. So, I have questions. Okay, yeah, they've been arrested now. Well, are you actually going to put them in jail for the rest of their lives this time? I mean, are you really going to do something to this guy this time? Because, heck, look at all the other stuff that he's done to kids previously, and you've done nothing. Mom gets drunk and drinks the whole time that she's pregnant and she's already harmed her child. That's child abuse. No, you just let them take. Why? So sorry, state of California. This is on you. This one's on you. It's all on y'all. CPS, state of California, whatever. Anyone who had anything to do with this jerk off being out of prison, walking around, being able to make more children to harm. CPS for not this kid, this particular situation had red flag after red flag after red flag after red flag, and you did nothing. Congratulations. You did nothing. Congratulations for that. Okay? So as a result of that, we're having to hunt down the body of a 7-month-old baby. But y'all are going to take all the accolades of, oh, but we arrested the parents now. Yeah, well, too little, too late. Okay. So, I guess, again, making a plea out there, if you know anything about this case, if you know anything about that, okay, that's the cat. Every time I record, come here, Snowbird, come here. Come here, Snowbird. Come here. Come here. Yeah, come here. Look. You say hi? There she is. There's Snowbird. Say hi. Hi. Okay. So anyway, if you have any information about where the remains of this 7-month-old child may be, because apparently there's been no of course there's not been a presser. They made one little statement, and that was on social media, but somebody happened I believe it was there was a TikTok channel that happened, they literally just happened to be there when the authorities showed up this morning to do to arrest them, to do the raid. It was very much a raid. Nobody else was there but them, and they literally just happened to be there. But they were able to speak with one of the sheriff deputies, and of course, he couldn't give them any specific information, but he did tell them that it was not good. Okay, so again, and like I said, they've been charged with PC 187, and so, just be a good person. This kid has been wronged clearly his entire life. We need to find him. So if you know anything about where he might be, please call the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department and let them know. They've already got the parents. They have been arrested. They have been charged. It's clear that there is evidence that they have that he has been harmed to the point that he more than likely is not alive. So, just if you know anything, even if it's, 3 weeks ago you saw them sitting at a dumpster on the other side. Because here's the thing too, we clearly at this point, we really don't know how long this child has actually been missing at this point. Just because they reported the phantom assailant abduction last weekend, that doesn't mean that the harm that came to him happened last weekend. It could have happened 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago. You don't know. So you may be holding information that you may not think is relevant, but it is. So let's at least try to get this kid. like we did Jaden Spicer. You know, we were able to get Jaden Spicer out of the woods. And so let's try to do the same. I mean, let's try to at least do the same for this kid. And I guess that's about all I have. But yeah, it's been a long day. So Miss Donna Adelson, yep, throwing Wendy under the bus. I saw it coming though. I have to say, I saw it coming. I called it. I did. Lots of stuff. But and I guess I will, if I get any information. Oh, one more thing. And in the middle of all this, my shoulder is hurting so bad. Oh, I'm left-handed, okay, and so like, this is my lefty. I'm a southpaw, and this is my short tripod, and so it's killing me. I'm trying to see here. Okay, in the middle of all this, around maybe it was later on in the afternoon, in New York, there was a tour bus that they don't know exactly what happened, but it somehow lost control and literally it rolled several times. There were somewhere between 50 and 60 people on the tour bus. The tour bus was coming from Niagara Falls back to New York City. There were several fatalities, and they believe that at least one of the fatalities was a child. We do know that there were children that had to be taken to children's hospitals, but they do said that they believe at least one fatality is a child. But there were several fatalities. I think 24 people at last count were in hospital receiving treatment. So that was pretty bad. This was a large tour bus. Somehow driver lost control and it rolled completely at least once, if not twice. So that entire area there was shut down. I think it was Highway 90, I believe is what it was. So anyway, just keep those people's their families and all that in your thoughts, and send them good thoughts and prayers, and whatever you do, however you send your goodness, send it, because they need it. And it was a really hard situation because all of the people who were on the bus were either Chinese, they were from China, the Philippines, or Taiwan. So there were very few of them that actually spoke English. So that made it even harder. But so keep all those people, in your thoughts and prayers, and let's go into the weekend, y'all. I've got some things that I'm working on. Gonna start doing a segment since I'm a woman. And like I said, I am very heavily on the side of, from a psychological standpoint, trying to figure out why people do things that they do and reactions. I'm just all that. Something that I have started doing some research for is going to be a little thing every week about, we have a lot of states that have a death penalty, a lot of states that no longer have the death penalty but have people in life in prison. But regardless, there's a lot of women on death row right now. And so I'm going to start doing a little coverage, real life with Rebe and Maris. And we're going to be talking about real life. Real life meaning their life is about to be taken. They're on death row. And we're going to kind of do, every week or so, have one particular person that is currently on death row and go over their case and all that. And I've already got a couple that I've been working on, so hopefully we'll start that next week. But we got the weekend coming up, and it never fails, you know. It's like things start happening. So, all right, I'm gonna get off here right now, but you know, who knows? Maybe back on here later. But if not, remember what I always say: have fun, be safe, and always know that you are loved. And I love you guys. Bye.